Allow me to impress you with the truth pictures. This is like a painting of sorts from Europe. You see the buildings, but check this out. Check this out. You know, the wheels of these wagons are like 2 meters in diameter. Look at the size of the people. And of course, I know you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh at the painter and say, the painter just, freaks out. Really? Or is it like the empire of the giant humans before us? Hey, let's see more stuff. Same here. I know people don't like to see this. I know, it's not politically correct to show this, but hey, I love history. I love art. I love, but let's see some other stuff because you're gonna get, oh, look at this. Not just gonna see paintings. We're gonna see like huge entrances because when you build a door, the door must be high enough for the humans who built it to go inside, and the columns and everything. And we are just so tiny and so puny, our humanity. Let's see more stuff. Look at this. I know you're gonna say, oh, it's just a painting. Oh, look at that. I'm actually gonna show you because this is actually something real from real life. Look at the size of these humans. And you can say, so what? They're probably just 1.70 or 1.80 m. Really? Oh, let's see the picture in real life. So, the column and the column. So look at the size of us and look at the size of, and you're gonna say these are kids. Okay, let's see the adults here. So the size of this human here is pretty much twice the size of a normal adult in today's day and age. This is the actual building itself, and this is the actual column you see there. So adults are half of the base of the column in comparison to, the previous humans. And do you actually see that the previous humans were giants? All of them were nobles and the leaders and the powerful people with money and with prestige and with classy society. I'm trying to make you understand something very uncomfortable here. Nobody makes giant things unless people who make them for their own hands and sizes. Obviously, to allow them to properly, just like us, we make books for our hands. So therefore, people made stuff for their hands. A toy gun for our humanity and a big gun for a big human to use. It's not just a big gun because you want to break some record. It's big gun because it's used by a big human being and not by two small human beings. But I understand. I know it's too much. It's too much, this thing with giant things. I know the Smithsonian and all the others. We're going to see more stuff. We're going to see newspaper articles at some point in the future. There's thousands of them. Oh, and the axes as well. Nobody builds this just for display or like for the beauty and happiness of taking your time to build something like this, which is useless because we're too small and tiny and puny to actually operate with them. But if you have a bigger humanity, then of course you build them because, big humans need big things. So, yeah. And also, I know this is not going to be something. This is in Russia, in St. Petersburg. This is the balcony or the balustrade, as we call it, in the palace, in that famous palace. Can you see the size of these the balustrade? Look at the size of this human here, like you and me. So why would somebody build, you build something like this because, you want to put your hands and just, enjoy yourself. If the previous human race of humans were big, this is for us, right? That's what we do. We built a balustrade and a balcony for our size. So what's this then? Why did they build this? Because they were bigger humans. Man, it's so simple. You just have to be like our humanity and then the other humanity, the size of an adult, the same size of a balustrade, which means the human beings who built this, they would put their hands on the top of the balustrade. So what can I say? Is it I know, does it make any sense? Does it make any sense, or does it not? It's just knowledgeable, pure knowledge, common sense. Common sense is still alive. I'm guessing, I suppose. Allow me to jump. I'll have to jump up because we the adults from today are toys and children compared to the adults of the previous empire. So what happened to the previous empire? Oh yes, of course. I think a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. You're going to say, no. Some of these instruments were built in the 1700s when the previous empire was still there. Because the revolution in France is not like history depicts it. 1789 was not a revolution with blah, blah, blah politics. It was a revolution to end the previous humanity and start a new humanity. But I'm just saying, you know, so the same way that we have our toys to sing, they had their toys to sing, to take them in their hands according to their heights. So, and this is just like, you know, just like wanted to actually show you what our previous leaders looked like. Man, I'm just like, you know, trying to help here. Like, and of course, who doesn't like pictures? Why the heck would you build a crown? A crown. Crowns are for kings and for leaders. So what's the point of building a crown like this? Because a crown is supposed to be put on your head, you know, as the supreme leader, king, or like whatever you want to be called. So if you cannot put it on a normal human head, only one thing is logical to say in these cases. The head of the human who was wearing this crown was 3 or 4 times bigger. Therefore, he was a different human from a different race with a different height. And of course, we have museums with these huge, big skeleton humans. Why would you build a skeleton human? Is this like one of the skeletons of the giants that they uncovered and the Smithsonian just hides them? And then this is just like one of those displays that survived history. Look at the size of our normal humanity compared to, I mean, this humanity is actually bigger than the actual humans of the previous reset, of course. And of course, I'm just going to show you pictures. You're going to say, oh, these are people that suffer from gigantism, you know, like that disease that makes you be taller than normal because they say it's a genetic disease. Is it really? Oh, I mean, I know there's like people who have that, but when you look at these pictures, you see normal people. You see kind of like they look really healthy people. So are these like the last, or like are the genes like the last type of genes that were like thrown out into our humanity, and the last people who were this tall, you know? Because some of these guys actually lived for a very long time. So it's not like, you know, they had some problems or something. I'm just saying, man, you know, and there's a lot more where this come from. You know, there's a lot many more pictures, and in folklore in villages, people have even legends and stories about their neighbors who were healthy, strong, and very, very tall. In Russia, there's a bunch of these stories, in America as well. And Europe was the continent of giants, if you didn't know by now. And of course, not just Europe. We even have like giants like these of different colors and skin color and races, also from South America. South America on many maps was the land of the giants in Argentina. And even in Africa, we have giants, you know, in Australia and stuff like that, in New Zealand. In China, of course, there were giants as well. And what can I say? Like I said, Europe was a continent, not just Europe, Russia, and America, because all of them were like the same empire. An empire of big white humans, in this case. So I know, let's just take a deep breath, admire the superiority of the previous race, and it's up to you, really. I don't care. I just want to show you pictures and photos that are very uncomfortable for the big majority of you, and for the big majority of your neighbors and your friends and your family and your colleagues. But who cares, right? Nobody cares, because I'm just a conspiracy theorist in my corner. And who cares about asking questions of why this like this for us, which is normal to see, and why this like this? Why this like this? No, why? Let's see the other stuff. Why this like this? Why do I have less height than the actual place where I'm supposed to put my hands? Because, you know, you put your hands. I'm just gonna stop here. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Take care. If I don't see you, then take care anyway. So